On the right. Check out this one other argument in favor of racial profiling. This is important, actually. This is from former Congressman Scott McInnis. He was speaking on the floor of the U.S. House of Representatives in November 2001. Watch this, and I'll tell you afterwards why this is so important.
I have seen, and I've been very disappointed and discouraged recently, about some people playing what, as I would call, the race card against profiling. So how do you build a profile? What kind of profile am I talking about? Where I think, for example, ethnic background is a legitimate component of it. It is a huge mistake for us to allow political pressure by a very selected number of people to give any kind of commitment that we will not allow ethnic background to be considered. Once you begin to use ethnic profiling as a component, one of several components to build a profile, I think it is very legitimate. I think it's smart.
That guy, the guy who accused people of playing the race card against profiling, who thinks using ethnic profiling is, in his words, smart, he might just be the next governor of Colorado. As friend of this show, David Sirota, pointed out today in Colorado that yay for racial profiling former Congressman Scott McInnis has gotten rid of the mustache and is now considered the frontrunner for the Republican nomination for governor in Colorado. Today, Scott McInnis said if he is elected governor, he's eager to follow Arizona's lead.
Jan Brewer in Arizona does the so I'm going to wave the magic wand. You're governor.
Yes.
What would you do?
I'd do something very similar. I'll tell you the situation. The federal government has refused to act, and finally some governor stood up and said, we're stopping the retreat. No more retreat.
Scott McInnis, well-respected, top-tier mainstream candidate who, by all accounts, stands a perfectly reasonable chance at becoming the next governor of Colorado, now promising a sequel to Arizona's Papers, Please law, after a track record of enthusiasm for stopping you, subjecting you to law enforcement scrutiny based on what your race is. It would be easier to believe all the people saying that Arizona's new law doesn't target people based on race if the same people giving us those assurances were not so enthusiastic about law enforcement targeting people based on race.